MFish joins forces with the Air Force to investigate illegal rock lobster fishing.
Now.
And they encounter a full moon over the Chatham Islands. A Navy frigate makes its last voyage.
3, 2, 1.
And the police dive squad's called in to check the wreck for safety hazards. And the Maritime Police tackle a capsized catamaran that refuses to be righted.
Go, go, go!
I love cats. Not.
Dawn at Whenuapai Air Base. The crew of an Air Force Orion are gearing up for a joint operation with MFish to monitor fishing activity in New Zealand waters.
We're flying from Whenuapai through to the Chatham Islands, basically checking out the rock lobster fishery there. It's closed at the moment, so we'll be looking for any vessels that may be in the area, any vessels that are fishing for rock lobster.
Ground flight, normal start sequence.
Regular patrols by the P3 Orion have proved to be an effective deterrent against illegal fishing.
What we're out here to do is just to show our presence. The fact that Ministry of Fisheries is interested in the area. New Zealand people are interested in the area. They know that we're out here. We do still get the occasional infringer, so we're out here to make sure that we gather enough evidence to prosecute those people when we do find them. Now.
It's just over 90 minutes to the rugged Chatham Islands. The crew's first task is to monitor the rock lobster fishery to make sure no one's fishing illegally.
Bye, Rick.
Almost immediately, they pick up some boats on the radar. One seems to have buoys in the water.
There's bird activity. Stand by. The beam. Now. Stand by.
And a second boat also seems to be hard at work.
Up inside. Stand by. On top. Now.
Looks like a vessel that's pulling in a craypot. See the line of the water?
Yeah. Okay, small aluminium vessel, 18 foot. Stand by. Okay, boys in the water. On top. Now.
It's a craypot.
So far, the photographer has snapped what appears to be fishing activity on 3 out of 3 boats.
This is a closed season for rock lobster, so those vessels shouldn't be out in the water.
If they're found guilty of infringing fisheries regulations, the boat's owners could have their vessels seized and be fined up to $100,000. So not all the crews are happy about being the centre of attention.
Slapping his oh! He slapped his, they've done it.
Despite the defiant gesture, the crew already has plenty of evidence to suggest illegal activity.
Oh, yeah, there it is. See, there's the line into the water.
Just look at the laptop, we can actually blow the picture up and get some detail about what's on the well deck, buoys in the water, and fishing activity. Those vessels shouldn't be out setting pots for rock lobster. So we're just reviewing the evidence. He's pulling a pot here. There's a guy here operating a rock lobster pot, and he had buoys in the water as well, so could be rock lobster fishing.
With activity in the rock lobster fishery well captured, the Orion turns and heads for the mainland. On the way, they fly over trawlers working the Chatham Rise to check their licence to fish for squid.
9 Hotel Sierra Juliet.
Confirm at 9 Hotel Sierra Juliet 6.
With all the larger vessels checking out okay, the crew can finally head home to Whenuapai, armed with a lot of valuable information.
Really successful mission. Rigged 5 vessels around the Chatham Islands. 2 of those are possible infringers. So we'll take that information back to the office and view the photography. If we're satisfied that there is a case to answer, we'll progress that with the possible prosecution. So overall, a very successful flight and mission.
3, 2, 1,
frigate's last voyage to the bottom of the sea. The plan, to scuttle the former Navy ship Wellington and create an artificial reef for diving, has been several years in the making.
We heard about the ship becoming available for disposal from the Navy. She was decommissioned, and we thought she's got to come home. There's a worldwide ship reefing program occurring around us, and there's evidence that shows that these ships make wonderful dive wrecks and soon turn into living jewels on the seabed. It's a dignified end for a historic warship. This ship's had thousands of sailors, both British and New Zealand, serve on her, and they're very pleased that we're sending her to the seabed where she can live on rather than become razor blades or reinforcing rods in India.
For the past 6 months, a team of contractors has been preparing the hulk for sinking, stripping it of any unnecessary hazards, and opening it up to provide safe passage for divers. And now the sink date is just a few days away.
It's a huge difference to what it was even a month ago.
Yeah,
it's
they've gone hole cutting crazy. I mean, there's holes everywhere.
Planning the sinking has been a huge logistical exercise involving many agencies, including the police dive team, who are keeping a close eye on safety.
Bruce has first got to check that all the explosives have gone off, which there's 14 of, and then do a swim through the main corridors to see that there's nothing shifted by hull structure or anything like that we haven't actually damaged the ship when it's sunk, and just to come back up and let us know that all's cool.
Yeah, we are looking at things like how open it is, entanglements, and we'll speak with Marco if we've got any concerns in regards to hazards for the public.
We don't want any tragedies. The track record on these purposely sunk shipwrecks worldwide is immaculate as we speak, and we want that to continue. So, and the lessons learned from 19 other ships that Roy Gabriel has sunk are all being applied here. And so this is actually going to be one of the safest and most amazing dive wrecks on the planet.
With preparations almost complete, it's over to Canadian explosive expert Roy Gabriel to do his thing.
There's 14 charges on this ship. Each one is a meter square, and this down below here is charge number 13. We use a very small amount of explosives. Each charge is only about 2 pounds, so a half kilo. Half, is that it? Half kilo. Half a kilo. So there's not really enough explosives there to do damage to the ship. All we're doing is physically cutting a square out of the side of the ship. The rest of the ship will not be damaged in any way.
Sink day. The public turns out in force as the Wellington is towed out of the harbour and around the coast to her final resting place, about 1 kilometre offshore from Island Bay. Meanwhile, the police dive squad are gearing up for their big day.
We've then got just a last-minute lane of some search lines through the vessel. It's been left to the last minute so that people aren't tripping over them, and we know they're there. And again, we have the last look at the vessel before it leaves the surface, and then wait for the settling period and then into it.
Besides their underwater duties, the police will patrol an exclusion zone around the frigate with the help of the Coast Guard to keep the public at a safe distance from the action. After several years of planning, Marco Zeman is feeling some last-minute nerves.
Until we got the anchor down on the seabed and the chain out, and there was no fingers and toes lost, I started to relax, so, but I had the butterflies this morning. Pretty about the wind, but we're all go, I reckon. It's all looking good. She's pretty much all wired up. I see Roy's running around upstairs, so I'd say the explosives are now set. To date, of the 19 ships Roy's sunk, not one charge has failed to go. So we expect all 14 to go, and you can see the numbers along the boat, counting off the 14 charges. So we certainly expect them to all go. But if not, we have to retrieve them.
With thousands lining the coast and an armada of more than 200 boats now on the water, the police are working hard to enforce the exclusion zone.
Just stay outside the buoys, guys. Just outside the buoys.
With 0 hour approaching and everything ready on board, it's time to jump ship.
Okay, let's go.
And the final countdown can begin.
3, 2, 1.
Roy's explosives go off like clockwork. And the ship slowly sinks, listing slightly to port before righting herself as she slides under. Now it's the dive squad's turn to make sure the wreck is safe.
Yeah, they're going to dive on the ship now and just clear it, make sure all the explosives have gone off, and if they haven't, they'll report back.
The first two divers go under, but almost straight away they pick a problem. It seems one pair of charges may not have fully fired.
The cutting charges haven't gone completely through the hull. They've only cut three sides, both those compartments, which are opposite each other. So there may be some reason for that they've happened in the same location. But in saying that, the guys will go in, they'll penetrate in, they'll go through and make sure that there's no uninitiated charges down there that have to be dealt with. If there are any, the guys will note the position, come back, they'll advise the contractor whose responsibility it is to deal with it, and then they'll go and dive and actually recover them.
But these two divers come back with good news.
All the charges have gone off, there's no debris left. Okay?
The reason it hasn't gone through, there's a second skin starts on the outside of the hull, 4 inches above the bottom of that hole.
Oh, yeah.
So it's cut it, it's gone off. But that bottom flap is holding it.
Oh, yeah. So you can explain. But the charges all gone off. So as far as we're concerned, everything's good from our point of view. Looks good. It's sitting relatively horizontal on the seabed, maybe just a slight tilt to port. We managed to clear some of the lines for the crew. It's all good to go. Good enough for everyone to go and enjoy.
The light may be fading, but local recreational divers are wasting no time in heading under to visit the wreck. In the following weeks, the Wellington dive industry boomed. But just 4 months after the sinking, a severe southerly storm hit Island Bay, and a 12-metre swell broke the wreck into 3 pieces. The vessel was declared off-limits for 10 days, while the police dive squad assessed the damage.
We are going to remap the ship in the next couple of days, weather permitting, and then we can give out to the dive industry a new map of the ship and some guidelines as to where safe diving and no safe diving is.
On the seabed, the dive squad found a very different wreck from the one they inspected on sink day.
It's a huge change. I mean, there's parts missing, just the separation of the parts. Once it is open, it's going to be a very interesting and exciting dive for them. Probably more realistic.
After the dive squad remapped the wreck, it was safe to reopen to the public, and it's had a steady flow of visitors ever since.
It's going to be great for the hoteliers and the restaurateurs for sure, because to dive it now you're going to have to dive the bow separately, so you're looking at a 3-dive ship instead of a 1-dive ship, and that can only mean economic return to the region.
At just 10 minutes drive from Wellington Airport, followed by a 5-minute boat trip out to the dive site, the F-69 is being billed as the most accessible wreck dive in the world. It's a blustery day on the Waitemata. Maritime Police officers Murray Vercoe and Tony Flanagan have been alerted to a capsized yacht.
We just got a report from North Comms of a catamaran upside down off Birkenhead Wharf. One guy sitting on top, obviously struggling and drifting towards the harbour bridge. So we'll shoot up there so we can help tow him back ashore. Yeah, you get 1 or 2 of these every season. Somebody's got a catamaran, takes a mate out, and it's a bit windy, they capsize, and yeah, they're difficult to get up, the old catamaran. What is it?
It looks like a little Hobie.
The mast off?
Looks like his mast is dug in. G'day!
No.
Are you still moving?
Crew member is over there.
What's that?
What's your back? Crew member.
I was on board.
That's the other guy. Talk to him. He's got a plan.
What do you want to do, Muzz? Talk to this guy on the boat. He's the other crew member.
Oh.
But, well, we need to end-to-end it.
The other crew member has abandoned the capsized cat and is making a beeline for the police rib, much to Murray and Tony's bemusement.
Get away from our props.
Yeah, I'll stop it now. We're trying to get the boat turned over.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, that's what we'll do.
Yeah.
All right.
What was that, all, Muzz?
I've got no idea.
He's got no idea.
With both crewmen back on board, the tricky job of righting the cat in the choppy conditions can begin.
We'll try him sideways first.
I don't want to. Another one of these overturned cats, which we all know I love. And I think the mast is actually stuck in the mud. So it looks like we're going to try and turn it over sideways again.
Having done this once or twice before, Murray believes the best way to right a Hobie cat is end for end, not sideways. But they're going to give it their best shot.
You also have to do a bit of work to try and get it up, like as you normally would. We're just giving you a bit of a help. See if that works first.
Okay.
Are you right? Go, go, go!
The cat's skewed around and its hulls have popped up out of the water. So now it's up to the crewmen to lend a bit of weight.
Come pull it, guys. Put your weight on and pull. You slow down now, mate. Slow down.
Very tricky, mate. Yeah, they can be a bit tricky.
But the yachties don't seem to be working as a team, so it's back to square one.
They weren't quick enough.
In for in.
What?
We've got to go in for
Yeah.
in.
I said they weren't quick enough. We had it up for them and they bloody... Yep.
Okay.
Just as Murray predicted, this time they managed to right the boat, end for end.
And that's how you do it. Not bad. 1 out of 10 goes right.
Get the sail down. Get the sail down. Get the sail down.
But it seems the cat's crew may not be out of the woods just yet.
Are we towing up?
Cross the boom.
We're towed back and head.
With the boom detached from the mast, the yacht's in no condition to sail.
You don't take the wharf. Is that where you come from?
And with the mainsail flapping uselessly, the vessel's still dangerously unstable.
Which way are you going to go? I'm just about out of rope though. Hey, get your weight on. Move forward, guys. Oh, yeah.
Right on, tie that one on.
Yet again, the cat flips back over and the crew abandons ship.
I love cats. Not.
We've got to do something quickly or else we'll be on the mud. You got the sail down now, look.
With the sail finally down, the crew can now attempt to right the cat once more.
Okay, we'll try and put some pressure on, pull you up again.
It's quite a bit harder than it looks. Yeah, it is. Yeah, hang on. I'm just pulling him sideways all the time.
Go now. We're pulling him straight that way.
Yeah.
This time. That's it.
Third time lucky.
Oh, you're right, stay there.
And after a near collision, the cat can now be towed back to the boat ramp.
So they got sails flapping, I mean, no doubt the thing's full of water. I bet they don't go sailing on a day like this again. Comms, AAL.
Go ahead.
Yeah, we finally got this catamaran towing back to Birkenhead Wharf.
Roger, thanks.
Hey, son, tie that knot.
As they near the ramp, Tony prepares to release the vessel.
Just hang on to it. Oh, they let it go.
The crewmen have cast themselves adrift a little earlier than planned.
I said untie, I didn't say let it go.
Fortunately, they're close enough to wade the boat ashore.
You on the bottom? We gotta go.
With the cat's crew back on terra firma, Murray and Tony have to race off to their next urgent call-out.